Imagine this moment. While a woman blows out her birthday candles, her husband locks himself in a warehouse across town and streams live to thousands of strangers, crying and whispering the name of another woman. That lady used to be his girlfriend. This isn't a scene from a movie. This is really happening right now with Justin Bieber, Hailey Bieber, and Selena Gomez. If you think you've heard this story before, just wait. What Justin did on his live stream has changed the whole situation in a way that no one saw coming. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with what's going on. Justin Bieber just went live from his warehouse studio, and what happened during that stream has shocked everyone on the internet. Justin thought it would be a good time to play an unreleased song from his latest album, while his wife Hailey was supposed to be celebrating her birthday. But this wasn't just any song. People are wondering if this man is okay because the lyrics are so specific, so raw, and so clearly about Selena Gomez. He literally sang the words, "I'm stuck in a relationship and it wasn't you," while crying real tears in front of his friends, his camera crew, and thousands of people who were watching live. Justin's streaming warehouse has turned into this strange bubble where he seems to forget that everyone is watching. There are no windows or natural light, just him and his crew surrounded by fast food cups and recording equipment. He did what people are calling one of the most emotional and revealing things of his whole career during this stream. The lyrics of the song say things like, "My relationship is easy, but it isn't you. So why don't I leave? Why do I stay? Why can't I touch you?" These aren't vague hints or things that can be understood in different ways. Justin is making it clear to everyone. You can hear him whisper Selena's name several times during the performance, which makes it even more intense. He sings, "I'm into you," and then whispers, "Selena." Later he sings, "It keeps changing," and then whispers her name again, and real tears fall down his face. His voice breaks and cracks in ways that Justin Bieber's voice never does. This man has sung on the biggest stages in the world and knows how to control his voice. But at this point, all of that professional polish was gone. His friends and crew members just sat there and watched it happen. You can see them in the background of the stream, and it's almost painful to watch how awkward they are. What do you do when your friend who is married and has a child is crying and singing regarding his ex-girlfriend on a live stream that thousands of people are watching? It felt less like a musical performance and more like watching someone have a breakdown in real life. It wasn't fake emotion to get views or sell albums. This felt very personal and uncomfortably real. The timing of all this makes it so much worse. This live stream went viral right around Hailey's birthday weekend, which is November 22nd. It doesn't matter if the stream happened on her birthday or just before it, because the internet was buzzing about it during what should have been her special time. Imagine trying to celebrate another year of your life while your husband is making headlines online for crying over his ex-girlfriend. There are also lines in the song that talk about Justin's past, like one that says, "Loving on you like we were 18. People quickly linked this to his 18th birthday party, where there are pictures of him and Selena together. Justin has talked about writing songs about Selena before. Years ago, he was on The Ellen Show, and Ellen asked him right away which songs from his album Purpose were about his ex. Justin said that Selena inspired at least 3 songs, including What Do You Mean Sorry and Mark My Words. He even said on that show that you'll always remember your first love. Ellen asked him if he thought they might get back together someday, and he said, "Maybe." This interview happened years ago, before he got married. People were nice to him because he was still dealing with that relationship. But now, he's married. He has a kid with Hailey, and he keeps writing new songs about Selena. The song Justin sang on the live stream was supposed to be on his new album, which means it was written not too long ago. This isn't an old song that he never released when he was a teenager. This is Justin Bieber, who is married and has a kid, writing and recording music about being stuck in his relationship and wanting to be with someone else. There are so many questions about what's really going on in his marriage because this song exists. The fact that he chose to do it in front of an audience on a live stream makes it even more confusing. It's crazy that Justin gave a completely different kind of speech during another live session just a few weeks before this emotional stream. He was sitting in that same warehouse with drinks from what looked like every fast food place in Los Angeles. Then he started talking about faithfulness and marriage. He said that if you even think about another woman in a sexual way, it's the same as cheating. He said that even thinking about someone else is the same as cheating. He said, if it even just crosses your mind, it's the same thing as actually doing it, committing adultery or whatever. The irony is almost too much. Justin said that even thinking about another woman is cheating. And then, weeks later, he's on camera crying and singing about how he wants to be with his ex-girlfriend instead of his wife. He is crying and whispering Selena's name. If he thinks that thinking about someone else is cheating, then what is writing whole songs about them? What does it mean to sing those songs in public? What does it mean to cry over them on a live stream? It's hard to believe how different what he says and what he does are. In all of this, Hailey Bieber has become a bit of a sad figure. People say she's the strongest woman in the world because she can handle everything that comes with being married to Justin. Hailey has always been in Selena's shadow since the start of their relationship. People have compared them a lot. People look at every move Hailey makes through the eyes of Selena. And now her own husband is adding to that story by not moving on during her birthday weekend, when she should have been feeling loved and celebrated. The biggest story about her life was that her husband was crying over his ex. Some people thought that there was an event for Hailey's birthday, but it was really more of a skincare brand event for her business. There was a big cake and decorations, but her closest friends and husband were not there. Justin wasn't there. It looked like most of the people on the guest list were influencers and people who worked with her brand, not her close friends. If that was really her birthday party, it made it look like she was very alone. A woman is celebrating another year of life with business associates, instead of the people who are supposed to love her the most. The couple went to the GQ Men of the Year party right before all of this. And the video from that night showed Justin walking in front of Hailey and not even opening the door for her when they got there. It was a small moment, but it seemed to sum up how they worked together. Hailey seems to always be trying to connect with Justin, who seems to be emotionally checked out. Hailey talked about wanting to have more kids with Justin in a podcast interview in October. She talked about growing their family and making a life together. But how do you plan for the future with someone who is still living in the past? The internet has been totally crazy about all of this. Some people feel sorry for Hailey, while others say she must have some kind of humiliation kink to stay in this marriage. Some people say that Selena has moved on. She tied the knot. She is happy with someone who really loves and cares about her. Justin is being told by people to leave Selena alone and let her live her life. Some people say that Justin is about to get a divorce. Some people say that Hailey and her dad must have put a voodoo spell on Justin, and every time it wears off, he wakes up crying about Selena. One very creative commenter said that Justin, Hailey, Selena, and Benny Blanco should all get together in a polyamorous relationship and make a reality show out of it. It might be less messy than what's going on right now. This whole thing is turned into an endless loop that no one can get out of. Justin can't get over it. Hailey can't make him love her like he loved Selena. Selena just wants to be left alone so she can enjoy her new marriage. Everyone involved and everyone watching is tired. Some people say that Justin is doing all of this on purpose. They say he likes the drama and the attention, and that singing emotional songs about Selena is his way of staying relevant and promoting his music. That might be true. Since the beginning of time, artists have written songs about their exes, and it works. But the amount of feeling in that live stream seemed too real to be planned out. The way his voice broke the tears that were streaming down his face as he whispered her name. If that was acting, Justin should win an Oscar. Others say that Justin is being hypocritical by asking for privacy for years and then sharing his most private thoughts with the world. He asked people to respect his space and leave him alone for a long time. But then he goes live and lets everyone into his emotional breakdown. It sounds less like someone who wants to be alone and more like someone who needs help. The streams from the warehouse have become a cause for concern. Justin spends hours in this room, with no windows or natural light, just sitting with his friends and crew and talking into cameras. It doesn't seem like a good place for someone who has had mental health problems in the past. Hailey's thoughts on all of this are also important. She hasn't said anything about the song or the live stream in public. She keeps posting on social media about her skincare line and her life, at least on the outside. But it's hard to believe that she's okay with any of this. How could anyone be okay with their partner crying about an ex on the internet? Either she's learned to separate her feelings very well, or she's in pain and not saying anything. Both choices are bad. There's no way to deny who the new song is about, because it talks about Selena in such a specific way. The line about being 18 refers to a very specific time in Justin and Selena's relationship. Pictures from Justin's 18th birthday party show them together, looking young and in love. In so many ways, that relationship shaped both of their lives. They were together and then apart for years. They grew up together in front of the public. Paparazzi took pictures of their relationship, and millions of fans talked about it. When you're that young and break up with someone like that, it leaves scars. But you have to keep going at some point. Hailey and Justin got married. He decided to be with her. He decided to have a family with her. As an adult, he made those choices on purpose. He shouldn't have gotten married if he wasn't over Selena. Hailey shouldn't have to be someone's second choice or backup plan. It's not fair to have a child in a marriage where one parent isn't emotionally available because they're stuck on someone else. And it's not fair to Selena, who has done nothing but try to move on with her life. Selena has dealt with all of this with amazing grace. She doesn't talk about Justin much in public. Her career, her work to help people with mental health issues, and now her marriage to Benny Blanco are all things she cares about. Everyone says she's really happy. She met someone who cares for her and supports her. Unlike Justin, she isn't stuck in the past. The fact that Justin is still writing songs about her years after they broke up, and she has moved on and gotten married, says a lot about how they both feel. The warehouse where Justin does these streams has become almost like a character in the story. It shows how alone he is, both physically and emotionally. He is cut off from the outside world and natural light because his wife and child are sitting in this dark room full of equipment and friends who don't seem to care when he makes bad choices, like singing songs about his ex while he's married. The song's lyrics talk about feeling stuck, and the environment feels the same way. When you put all the pieces together, the picture gets even worse. Justin is talking about how cheating is when you think about other women. Justin singing songs about Selena. Justin crying and saying her name softly. Justin didn't show up for his wife's birthday. Justin goes ahead of Hailey at events. Justin spending hours in a warehouse with no windows instead of with his family. These aren't one-time things. They show a pattern of someone who is very unhappy and hasn't found a healthy way to deal with it. People keep asking why he doesn't just leave if he's so unhappy. The song really does ask that question. Why don't I go? Why do I stay? But he doesn't answer it. It could be fear of failure. Maybe it's because of their religious beliefs about how sacred marriage is. Maybe they're worried about what people will think or about getting custody of their child. He might really love Hailey but not be in love with her. Or maybe he doesn't know what he wants and staying is easier than making a choice. No matter what the reason, this can't go on forever. Something has to change. Justin needs to either fully commit to his marriage, which means stopping the public pining for Selena and actually showing up for Hailey, or he needs to admit that this isn't working and end things so everyone can move on. The worst thing that can happen is this limbo, where no one is happy and no one is brave enough to do anything about it. Hailey should not have to live with the fact that people will always compare her to an ex. Their child deserves parents who either really love each other or are grown up enough to handle living apart. And yes, Justin deserves to either be happy in his marriage or be happy outside of it. The internet will keep talking about every part of this triangle. People will choose sides. Some people will defend Justin and say that he's just being creative and using music to express how he feels. Some people will make fun of him for being rude to his wife. Some people will feel bad for Hailey, while others will wonder why she stays. And everyone will want Selena to be happy in her new life, which is far away from this mess. There is one thing we know for sure. This story isn't over. The drama will go on as long as Justin keeps doing things like singing sad songs about his ex on live streams. This whole thing is a good reminder that you can't plan for the future while you're still stuck in the past. You can't be with someone new if your heart is still with someone else. And you can't expect your marriage to work if you're crying about your ex-girlfriend on the internet. There is a choice that Justin Bieber needs to make. He should get therapy to work through his feelings about Selena in private and really put effort into his marriage. Or he should be honest with himself and everyone else that he's not ready to be the husband Hailey deserves until he does one or the other. We all have to watch this painful cycle happen again and again. If you want to see how this story unfolds and get the latest news on celebrity drama, be sure to subscribe to this channel. I have a feeling we haven't seen the last of this love triangle.